We are on the Meramec, and or the Meramec. Weather this week has not been favoring me since I got to St. Louis on Friday, but it's about 50 degrees today, and we're going to fish this confluence between Fishpot Creek and the Meramec River. Should be some bass here, hopefully, and maybe even some gato fish, and probably a lot of drum as well. I know they'll be hitting because drum hit at lower temperatures, but I was hoping the weather would be a little bit warmer this week, but it looks like next week will be the good week. It's a pretty good spot. I like it a lot. Caught a couple of ducks down there, or ducks. But the water's much higher than it was in the summer when I came here and didn't really try to fish it because there's no water here. So, and this is a fairly deep area near those branches. So I got a couple of poles, a couple of pole holders, and we'll see what we can get on the Meramec today. I'm gonna toss our 7-foot pole with the 50-pound braid over towards those branches. I think that's the deepest part, and also it's probably where the big fish would be hiding if they're anywhere near here. And then I'll toss this one out into like the mouth of the creek here. Then we will fish with the bobby garlands and see if we can get anything. Should be warm enough for big fish to actually hit. If you like fishing videos, especially around Wisconsin or St. Louis, most of the time I'm around Wisconsin, please like and subscribe, and hopefully we'll catch something today. Because I try to turn out videos at least twice a week. In the winter, it's really slow. I might only get one out like every 2 months. But in the summer, which is coming up, it should be good. I see some fish activity over there, which is a good news. Definitely good news. Let's see what we can get. All right, I got one. That didn't take too long. Doesn't feel that big though. I mean, it's probably a drum because there's a lot of drums here. It's not big enough to take any drag, so I'm guessing it's a freshie. Yep, it's a freshie. All right, at least the drums are back, and this is a fairly small one. If I get smaller ones than this, I'm gonna have to execute them and then use them as bait. But this guy is a pretty small one, but not an extremely small one. So I won't use them as bait for now. I don't think I will anyways. Do not let me take me long to catch this guy, so I'm just gonna throw him back. See a fish? And it swims away. So there's a lot of these fish here today. I think I got like several pings, and that was the first one that actually bit. Hopefully they don't steal all my bait. If they get close to stealing all my bait, I might just have to sacrifice one to the elder catfish lords. I just hope that the catfish, the bigger ones, will be biting today. Throwing towards there, they probably bite more towards dusk. I don't even know if my bait will last that long. Drums rank slightly above gar, so I'd rather catch a drum than a gar for the most part. But they kind of like don't rank above other fish. I want to see like a white bass or largemouth, a smallie, some kind of game fish, or a gato fish here. Water's still a little bit cold, but there should be desirable fishes here. I think something else tacked on as a fish. Maybe a slightly mightier than the last one. Not that much bigger. What is that? That does not look like a drum. What is this? Oh, it's a bass. It is it's a small, no, it's a largemouth. Okay, got a bass, not too bad. Not too bad. 1 LM, no, it's a smallmouth actually. Red eyes give it away. I think this is no, it's a largemouth. Yeah, LMB. Ah, no, stop that. Not a gato fish, but decent largemouth, maybe like 12 inches, probably less than a pound. Largemouth bass. All right, gonna let this guy go because I don't really need a largemouth right now. I'm not eating anything, it's too small anyway. See ya. Not bad, second species for the day. That river mouth with the wood plots. That's where the money is right now. River mouth of the wood plots. So we're gonna just keep casting over there because that's where all the fish are. I think I can probably catch several more. Hopefully I don't run out of bait. Remember, a big catfish is the holy grail for me right now. Or if I can get like a 5-pound largemouth, that'd be cool with that too. But 5-pound largemouths are probably in the ponds right now. I don't know if I've ever caught like a big largemouth in the rivers. A big blue cat would be nice, but on the Meramec, they're kind of rare. They're more like Missouri River, Mississippi River fish. But yeah, let's keep casting over there by the mouth of the creek. Hopefully we can get something good. Thinking this pole has something. The one by closer to the river mouth or the stream mouth, so I'm picking stuff up. don't know if it's still, yep, that's there. Feels like another drum. A little heavier than the other one, but definitely not a huge fish. So I got one drum and one bass so far. Wonder what this one is. Feels slightly heavier than the other one, but I think it's probably another drum. Could be a catch. Yep, it is a drum. And it's, no, it's not foul hooked. It's actually fair hooked. But it is a little bit bigger than the other one. So another freshwater drum. A little bit bigger than the other one, but just a drum. Not much else. Bottom line working pretty well. Everything is basically by the river mouth. So I will actually move that one closer to the river mouth. So there we go, freshwater drum. 1 pound drum, second drum of the day. Slightly bigger than the first one. Not what I want. Still aren't going to sacrifice some of the elder catfish lords. But hey, got another fish. Not too bad. All right, this drum's going to be let go because I don't need a drum right now. If I get a small one, it's definitely going to be sacrificed, but this one's not that small, so there you go, drum. And waddling back off. Looks like the fish are more in the river than the lake, so we're going to toss out more on the river side than the stream side. I think it might be just a little too early for the stream, and the water temperature might be too low, so we're going to just toss out into this confluence and hover more on the river side. So maybe we'll get something here, maybe even a big gato fish. No sooner did I toss that out in the main river than I got a bite. That's a fish, and it's probably a drum. By the way, it's fighting, and it's pretty small. This actually might make really, really good bait for me. So that's a tiny one. Well, not tiny, but it's pretty small. It's like the size of my first one. If I get another one of these, it's probably bait. But that is another freshwater drum. There's a lot of these out here in the river. Hopefully there's other stuff around here too, because I don't just want a bunch of drum, and I don't want to sacrifice this one yet for bait. It's still like, I want one like a third or a half the size, but that might be difficult. I think they're pretty much all in the river right now. I don't think there's too many of them in the creek. Water's probably still a little too cold for them to actually be in the creek. I think I got another bite on that pole. Pretty good action so far. I'm hoping that one's actually a smaller fish. I don't know. If this is a smaller fish, it will be sacrificed. Looking for a sacrificial fish to feed to the elder catfish lords. Feels like a fish. Does it though? No, it's not a fish. I think something just tinged it, but nothing actually bit it. Pretty sure like pretty much most of them are in the main Meramec River right now. Small or big drums. Let's just sling cast over there and like at the very, very mouth of the Meramec. So that's where the water is deep. And hopefully you can get like a really small fish there to act as bait. Oh, the line's moving. That means that is a fish. That is a fish. Either that or it's just the current, but I don't think it would be the current because I put it in a place where that's a fish. It's not a big one though. Once again, small fish, probably a drum. Yep. Man, I am going to need to sacrifice one soon, but this is actually bigger than the last one. So yeah, Drum Haven. Drum Haven on the Meramec, indeed. Drum Haven on the Meramec. I need these drums to either get super big or super small. These half a pound pounders, hard to cut apart, and also not very fun to pull in, very small. See you, drum. I know the Meramec is full of drums and gar, and I know it has catfish too, but cold day in March may not be the best time to fish for the catfish here. Should have probably went to the Missouri or further down the Meramec at Flam City boat ramp, but stuck here now, so might as well make the best of it. They're legit hitting like every 10 seconds now, but they're not big. One's fighting slightly differently, but I can guess it's a drum. Yep, it's a drum. Definitely gonna have to sacrifice one sooner or later. It's another one. So many of these, so many of these. Just want one that's slightly smaller. All right, buddy. All right, buddy, see ya. Almost non-stop freshwater drum bites, but I either need them to get smaller or much bigger. And they don't seem to want to do that. Seem to just want to be halfway in the middle, so I can't use them for anything. Smart for them, not good for me. I don't think these freshies are going to give me a break. This one seems a little bit bigger than the others, but it's not a big fish by any means. I just need something else besides these drums. I think I need bigger bait, Because if I just put worms out there, it's just going to be these things all day long. Yeah, no break from these. This one's a little bigger than the others. I think he swallowed it, so this guy might be my sacrificial bait. I think he might just be it, because he actually did swallow it. Another drum. Guy's very lucky, he didn't swallow it that deep, so he's gonna get to go. Really need some baits that drums don't bite. Probably means cut bait, but I want smaller fish for my cut bait. I don't want like large cut bait. Large cut bait's hard to deal with. I'm gonna throw it a bit further out into the river. See what I can get. Hopefully a little bit more in the river mouth, we get some bigger fish. I don't think I've ever caught like a huge fish here before, but I've caught some decent ones. Now, this fish is swimming hard. Fish is swimming hard, but it's just another drum. You can tell by the pecking. Just another drum. Why can't it be something else? There's infinite amount of these here. Infinite amount of these here. Another drum. Problem with fishing on the Meramec with worms. Infinite amount of these things, not much else. Another drum. Drop this drum. Alright, he's on the soda can. Just need to flip him in there and off he goes. Off he goes. Another freshwater drum. Where are the big catfish? I think I got a really small one. Oh yeah, this one is definitely sacrificable to the elder catfish gods. So unfortunately, he's going to be sacrificed to the elder catfish lords. Finally, I got one. I got one. All right, little drum. The elder catfish lords demand a sacrifice of drum meat. No, not that. Yes. No. We're back at Fishpot Creek, where the fishes are high because they like, well, the other part of the word. So, it's much warmer today, about 13, 14 degrees warmer. And the thing is, at night, it's not dropping temperature today. So this is an excellent opportunity to get some fish. I think the bass are gonna be a lot more active, and maybe we'll even get some gatos. So hopefully, we can get some good fish here. All right, for bait, we got a piece of that sacrificial little drum that we caught yesterday, right here. And we're gonna toss it over there. The windy weather and also the much higher temperatures today should make for some interesting fishing. So let's get fishing. I'm gonna just toss it over there. Hopefully we can get pretty far on the creek. There is a drop off like a little bit more than halfway across. And that's a good spot right there on the entryway. Hopefully a big fish will pick that up. I do plan to fish a little bit after dark today here. So hopefully we'll get something on the Meramec. All right, I'm getting tired of not catching anything, so we're gonna put a worm on one of the hooks. But however, I know this is just gonna get drum after drum after drum, and I don't want that. But right now, I'm not catching anything, and I want to fish. So beggars cannot be choosers right now. So we'll go for a freshwater drum, or anything that bites a worm, which is everything. Oh my God, I got a fish. I think it's a drum. No, it might not be. It's not quite fighting like one. It's got a little bit of weight to it, definitely. It was taking some drag too, which I actually haven't seen from a fish here. It's not fighting like it could be a big drum, but I think it might be a gato fish. Nope, it's just a big drum. It's just a big drum. Oh, I was excited for a minute, but that's probably like a 3-4 pounder at least. So I'm gonna have a little bit of time to bring it in. I think I'm just gonna bring it in over here. All right, first fish of the day. At about sunset, hopefully they start hitting soon. I have a big chunk of cut bait out there. Big chunk of cut bait out there. But you know what? This one's the biggest one I've actually hooked out here, and it actually was big enough to take a little bit of drag. Probably like a 3, 4, 5 pounder. It's quite nice there, quite nice. Well, we got a bigger one, 3.5 pounds. Thought it was bigger, but about 3.5 pound drum. Very nice. Time to get this big sucker back in the water. Not really the species I'm looking for, but at least it's decent size. 3.5 pound fish. I think it needs to go back. And there you go, just shifting on its side, and there it goes, back into the water. Well, that was a fun 2 days, but pretty much nothing but drums besides that one bass. I did see some shad coming up and some minnows, but none of my lures actually worked there. So maybe it's still a little too early, water's still a little too cold at that specific place on the Meramec. But hopefully we'll try some other places, some ponds, and maybe the Missouri once it stops raining. And hopefully we'll catch some bigger fish, but this is the first of hopefully a couple of videos in St. Louis before I go back to Madison in mid-April. And hopefully we'll get more big fish. So I will see you guys later.